effort in this year, and it's something that's, you know, with quarter pipe, it comes down to, I guess, who's got the fastest, lightest bike and willing to send it the highest. So I think Corey's definitely going to be up there in a top position. What's your thoughts, Vicky?
I mean, last year we're looking at Tyler Bierman. He didn't actually get to make it to the competition. He crashed out right into practice. So he's no slouch at this either.
Yeah, we know after Best Whip last night,
baby.
Tyler just missed out on that bronze medal. So it was you know, neck and neck there. So I think he's definitely hungry.
Well, taking a look at the lineup here, 7 total riders overall. No scores in this one. It's pretty simple. You just send it, and you're trying to go as high as you possibly can. Also, watch out for Navas there. Guillem Navas out of Spain. This guy's been pretty good in this event as well. Got Cole Denny in the lineup. The blue-collar man riding out here, but there you go, the tail of the tape between Colby Raha and Corey Creed. Colby's got 4 total golds in this event to Corey's 3. Axel Hodges has the other one. Only those 3 guys have ever claimed gold here when it comes to quarter pipe high air. But let's talk about the bike weight and what that does, especially here at elevation, Jackson.
Yeah, it's weight's a big thing. You know, you're fighting gravity, and the lighter the bike and the more power it's got, the easier it is to go higher. So I know Corey's probably put in the most effort out there to have the fastest, lightest bike. And we see he's got all the gears taken out of his transmission, and I know doing that from experience from doing that, it makes the bike spool up and get moving a lot faster. There's a lot less rotating mass in the engine. So I think that's a smart move for quarter. And yeah, I don't know. There's only so much that the motorcycle can do. It's kind of the guy sitting on it at the end of the day.
Well, you'll see the riders out here doing their thing, but what you won't see are the incredible factors that are in play out here. Up until now, so for the first time
ever,
for
today's event, riders are pushing the limits, and one of their biggest secrets is happening on the scale. I'm hearing more and more about dropping weight of the bikes, but how much does it really matter? The physics are undeniable. When the total weight of the rider and bike goes down, that same amount of energy has less mass to lift. The surplus power doesn't just vanish, it's converted directly into height. So what's the payoff? My data shows a 10-pound weight loss can translate to a significant advantage. Depending on the jump and rider technique, I'm seeing a potential increase of anywhere from a foot to a foot and a half of air, and that could be the difference between a podium finish and going home empty-handed.
We will have to see how that unfolds. That last shot that you saw right there, that was Colby Raha from Ventura back in 2023. The high air record is 56 feet 3 inches. But we started off with a guy working double duty out here this weekend. You saw him in Moto X Best Trick on Friday night. He owns a bronze medal in this event. It's Brian McCarty getting it started.
He was one of our last-minute invites, so he hasn't had much time to prepare. He got a brand new suspension setting and pretty much had 2 days of practice, brought it in. So he's just going to warm up, but he's probably going to get better from here on out.
We take our first look here at Jason Borowski. Last year was his first ever X Games appearance. He had to settle for a 5th place out there, Ventura, last year. Colby Raha actually taught him the ropes when it comes to riding quarter pipe out here. Actually graduated from Pennsylvania State University a couple years ago. Has a BA in political science.
He's definitely showing as a contender out there tonight after that. That was solid for the first round for sure.
He's definitely one of the smoother looking riders. He said he practiced a lot coming in. He did a lot of investing in himself, got a brand new suspension setting that's stiffer. He actually also got a motor done by Twisted Development, one of the higher end motor builders in Southern California, and you can tell it's showing because he's cruising up and boosting high already.
So Borowski's going to put himself in the top spot with 2 riders gone thus far. 39 feet 5 inches. Here comes your blue-collar warrior I was talking about. Originally from Verona, California, it's Cole Denny.
That was really good. Cole's got a unique style on the quarter. He goes up there and stalls the thing out and makes your heart skip a beat when he's sitting there at that point, and then he manages to make it all work. Cole's big in the free riding scene and definitely got a lot of talent on the bike. He's a crowd favorite for sure. He's unreal style. Here's our guy here,
Tyler Bierman.
We know he's hungry after Best Week.
He owns 6 total medals when it comes to this event. He owns 2 silvers and 4 bronze. He's medaled every time he's competed in Moto X quarter pipe high air.
Good start for Tyler. He's using some starting blocks. Obviously, Tyler Fashion Ending in a nose, really having fun. He sounded like his bike just didn't get a good drive off the start, but he still tried to make up for it and get some high air.
To me, it sounded like he was almost in third gear. I know Tyler has ran in third gear, ran a different gearing ratio and gone up to third in the past, but maybe that's going to be difficult with the elevation here, having the bike pull off the start in third. So it's going to be interesting. Cole Denny sitting in that top spot with 40 feet 1 inch as of right now. We turn our attention to a two-time bronze medalist. It's Guillem Navas. Whoa, that's the bar there already.
You could hear his start
Top
technique.
spot.
This guy comes from a racing background. That's why you see 837 on his front number plate. He ripped that start like he was going for a hole shot and just went straight up in the air.
That's incredible. That bike was pulling too. You could really hear it. It's moving. I don't know if he has any engine work done, but I would say there's a little bit of something going on in there.
See what we get, a 45 feet 11 inches. So Navas is going to put himself in the top spot just ahead of Cole Denny. But hold on here in this first round. These two guys coming up have been extremely dominant in this event. This gentleman right here just happens to own 4 gold medals. It's Colby Raha.
Huge start. You can hear he got right off the great start. Really good. Almost runs out of room to stop. But this dude's hungry. He just got this 450 not long ago. He said he only had maybe 2 or 3 days of practice. So he's only going to get better if you can believe it.
It's almost hard. It's like, how do you practice that?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to practice that even once.
Yeah, it's just turn up and
times.
send. That was good. That's going to be neck and neck with Navas, I think.
So the high mark to beat right now, 45.11. Colby has bested that with a 47-foot flat air. So your 2023 gold medalist that puts himself in the top spot. So it's Raha, Navas, and Cole Denny, your top 3. But the gentleman who walked off with the gold last year in Ventura, Corey Creed, with his first attempt.
True Corey Creed style. He just rides off the ramp and looks straight into the sky. And then once he feels his bike start to float back down, that's when he looks at the landing.
He makes that look so effortless and easy somehow, but I can assure you it's not.
There's a reason me and you are sitting here and watching on the screen.
Water is not my jam.
No, not at all.
He's looking straight up. He doesn't, until he hits the apex of his jump, he doesn't look back over that shoulder until the last second.
That is full commitment right there.
45.5, so that's only going to be good enough to put him in bronze. For now, he'll overtake Cole Denny, bump him down to that number 4 position. But after one full round, Colby Raha holding on to that top spot with a 47. Comes Brian McCarty for attempt 2.
Little bit of a stall out, but like I said, he doesn't have much practice. He hasn't rode a quarter pipe in a few years, so you know he's just getting his feet wet this time.
I know the feeling, Vicky. I'm sure you do too. When McCarty came out of that, and you're kind of floating in no man's land for a little bit there. It's so hard to change your position. You're just a passenger at that point. But he's definitely. I'd really like to see McCarty get up there and get up on the board.
Absolutely, he has all the potential to. He's definitely no shy. He does not have a shy bone in his body on quarter, but practice is a little bit necessary.
Oh, 100%.
Well, let's check in with Kristen Beat as we get set to send Jason Borowski for attempt 2.
Jimmy, you take the call. I'll get with you after. This is too exciting to break up.
So Borowski's sending one here. He's in that number 5. He had 39, just under 39 and a half.
That's definitely up to 4, I think.
Yeah, he made that look so smooth. You can just tell he's been practicing. He feels really comfortable, and we'll see what height he gets. You can see him just take off, dip that shoulder down, and he's just aiming for his mark the whole way, and that's just such a clean landing too. When you can land and not take that impact, that makes life a lot easier.
You called it into the 40s, so he was just under 39 and a half. He'll jump up to 45 feet 2 inches, but right now you need right about 45 and a half to get into the medals. That's Corey Creed. Now we'll check back in with Kristen.
Well, thanks, Jimmy. As I'm making my way across the course, something new to the quarter pipe course this year, we actually have a starting grade. You can see at the side it is a metal starting grade. Generally, these riders have 150-foot run-in. This year, they only have 75 foot, but to increase their grip off the start, they put down a metal grate. Now, Vicky, I know you might have some experience with one. It just increases the grip off the start, and also notice starting blocks out here, just trying to get as much as they can out of the bike so it doesn't wheelie or take away from their run going up the ramp.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of starting blocks in our Super Motocross racing scheduling, and then that's just gives you a bit more balance. You can see Cole just lifted his feet right off the blocks and got a great start and into it. Got pretty good height and giving us some style. True Cole Denny fashion. Oh, really, too? He's having fun.
He just always looks like he's having fun, whether he's on the bike or not.
That's the name of Cole Denny's game. He says, my style is a mix between Joe Dirt and Mona Lisa. And I say, hey, Cole, that's working for you. That's why I call him the blue-collar warrior.
Oh, what a beautiful angle. It just the backside of the quarter is so intimidating, and they're just riding off of it and using that landing. It is so steep if you're watching it in person.
When you're there in person, it's like jumping out of a 7-story building trying to land in a shot glass. It's like there's absolutely nothing there.
That might have been the most accurate description of this that I've ever heard in the last several years. Tyler Merriman back in. He's sitting in a number 6 spot with a 34.11 from his first go.
I think we're going to be just in the 40s or very close there with Tyler.
Yeah, you're going to see we're going to struggle to really reach that record of 56.3. We're dealing with a lot of high elevation. I'm sure you, Jacko, can attest that our bikes are a little slower here than
They
sea
are
level.
definitely slow. It felt like I was riding a 125 here this weekend. I think we're at 4,200 feet, and then you bring in a little bit of hot weather as well, and that makes the bikes perform even less again. So the thing is, everyone's in the same boat, though.
It's set to bring back in Guillaume Navas. He owns a bronze medal from 2022 and from last year in Ventura. Sitting in that silver medal position right now with a height of 45 feet 11.
You can just hear that. Wow.
That thing just pulled the whole way through.
Yeah, you can hear him. It takes a lot of, technique with the clutch delivery to be hitting the ramp and the throttle. So you can hear him up there. He revs up, pulls in the clutch a little bit to get the RPMs a bit higher, and then just releases the clutch and dumps the throttle, and that just boosts him up there. Look at that height.
He's getting everything he can out of that bike. On the start, these guys are pretty much mimicking a Supercross start, trying to get a hole shot.
Oh, you just went to the top?
Yeah.
49.10.
That has to be
Navas,
such
we've
a
got a
good
contender.
feeling.
The Spaniard just jumped to the top, and he'll overtake Colby. So same top 3, they just changed position. So Navas in the lead. Here comes Colby Raha with a chance to answer back.
That's up there.
And if you just look at the separation between your top 3, you've got 49.10, then 47 flat, and then last year's gold medalist sitting at 45.5.
Yeah, you can see him just dip that shoulder down and really stay committed. Snaps the rear brake and just enough to bring it back down and straight into the landing. And man, just such good style. He almost went out of frame.
Yeah, he almost needs oxygen up there.
So 48.7.
It's so close.
He'll improve the height, but he's not going to overtake Navas here.
This one's going to come down to inches, I think, Jimmy.
So watch this. Now watch Corey's head when he takes off, and watch where he's looking. And then watch when he turns to look over that shoulder.
Yeah, he will look straight up into the sky, which probably has to be blinding, but he stays committed. And that's the most important part, and the big difference you see out of him.
Woo. That's up there.
It looked like he made a small mistake, which you didn't see a full commitment off the face of the ramp, as we were talking about when he looks straight up into the sky. He usually looks a bit more up for a little longer. He didn't that time, so maybe just a small miscalculation.
I mean, you're talking about a guy that stripped parts off of this bike. They were 3D printing different parts. They were doing everything they could to try to lighten this bike up to come in here to Salt Lake City for this event. So 47.10, he'll improve the height, but not the placing. So at the end of this round, it's Navas, Raha, Creed. The only difference is that Navas has switched places with Colby.
Multi-discipline ride in the car here. He's got best trick, quarter, whip. He can do it all. He also has a world record for the longest backflip on a motorcycle too.
Yeah, 212 feet.
That's insane. I'm scared to jump 212 feet. It gets me extremely nervous, let alone pull back and be upside down.
Absolutely. So he's definitely no fear of height.
Get a bronze in this event in Minnesota back in 2017. Prior to the other night in Best Trick, the last time we'd seen Brian at an X Games, you got to go back to Sydney 2018. He was in Best Whip. Here comes Jason Borowski.
So clean.
So clean. A bigger carve there too. Not as he used more of the landing than a couple of the other guys. I think from the outside looking in, the further you can go straight up and down, you're getting more hard out of your air time.
Yeah, we've seen in previous years too, they actually kind of mark the ramps to give them an idea because, I mean, I'm sure you know you've ridden a lot of quarters in your day. A little bit too much of a carve by maybe an inch or a millimeter puts you in a completely different spot.
Yeah, and the inch is going to end up, could be like 5 feet the other way, so you've got to be pinpoint accuracy out there.
Borowski's challenging right now. He's at 47, and then to get the medals, you just need 47.10 as we look at Cole Denny.
Yeah, a big difference you can see from Jason's jump. Jason landed pretty far out versus Cole landing very close to the actual place he took off, and that is what we were just talking about. An inch can put you 5-10 feet further than you wanted to go, and that'll rob your height.
42.8 for Cole. That'll be his best attempt thus far. Keep him in that number 5 position.
Right, yeah, let's listen to Tyler's bike here and see if he can make this thing pull off the start. I really want to see Tyler get in the 40s.
You can hear he just doesn't have quite of a RPM height as the other guys, and that might be the third gear start.
Yeah, it's just not quite getting up. I'd say the elevation would come a lot into that too. If you're in third opposed to second, your bike's not going to pull through that power curve where it needs to. So
exactly, and that grate, it carries a lot of traction, which means you have to be a little bit trickier with the throttle and the clutch because it almost can suck you back.
Yeah, and the guy that's good at that is Navis.
Yeah, look at that racing background. He knows how to get a start. Huge.
To the moon.
Man, it has to feel so good. He's coming off of a right wrist injury, and it's really hindered the way he's had to ride. He's kind of had to relearn how to ride. He has a quarter-turn throttle, which is not a normal thing you see. So he has a shorter turn of a throttle compared to your stock OEM throttle tube. Just doesn't have much of an opening, so he doesn't have to worry about a wrist pull when he opens the throttle.
So not gonna.
He's still in the top spot,
Yeah.
but didn't quite get his first one. We're talking inches here, though.
Yeah, not going to best that 49.10 from attempt number 2. But the story right now is he's a 2-time bronze medalist. He's sitting in the top spot for now. As we take a look at Colby Raha.
Wow.
That is going to be close. When the pressure's on, Colby comes out.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, how many times have we seen him do this on the last run and just scorch everybody and walk out with another gold medal?
Sometimes you don't know if he's playing. That's up there.
That's insane. You could just see from that angle, he kind of just loops that bike out, and that's one of those stomach drop feelings, and then he can just muscle that thing around. Oh, so great. The height is unbelievable.
All right, what's it going to be here? Guillaume's got that 49.10. Colby's got that 48.7.
He's getting there.
Again,
we know.
How many times have we seen him do it on the last jump? This is far from over. We're at 4.5 minutes left to go. Your defending gold medalist from last year, currently sitting in a bronze medal spot. It's Australia's Corey Creed.
Corey's got his heart and soul into this, so.
Oh, beautiful. That was more of a Corey Creed style where he just commits and just looks to the sky so he can commit fully to get to getting that height.
I think this contest is going to come down a lot to, with the elevation and the mesh in run start, it's going to come down a lot to who can do the best hole shot start into a big metal wall pretty much. And Navis out there looks like he's probably got the better starts.
Yeah, I think that racing background is coming into play very well here, especially on a grade. You know, it's more traction, but you also need more control with it.
So his best attempt was a 47.10. So he's going to overtake Colby now.
Wow.
So they're both at 48.7. So he improved by 9 inches on that one. So it's Navas, Creed, Raha, as we're under 3.5 minutes and going back up to the top of the order with Brian McCarty.
More height, looking more comfortable.
Yeah, he said he was dealing with a little bit of elevation. Struggle here.
That's okay. He's making lemonade still.
Absolutely. Team never give up. Love to see it.
We talked about how the last time we saw him at X Games was 2018 Sydney. He says, you know, he's missed it over the last couple of years. It's either been an injury or he's just plain busy. He's got FMX shows on the same dates. Borowski's been knocking on the door.
Oh, that one's big.
We could see Borowski in a medal position here, I think.
Absolutely, and I think the closer that clock gets to 0, they're going to feel the pressure and want to just start boosting.
Well, Jason's actually been training with Colby at his Rawville compound since last summer.
Yeah, it definitely goes to show too, Jimmy. He's improved a lot from the previous.
So 48, he's right there. It's just, it's a 3-inch difference right there. You got to tie at 48.7. Jason Borowski's right there, and he knows it, and there's still 2 minutes left to go here. Cole Denny under power. Just floats that one. Cole landed a little deep there. I mean, we haven't really talked about that landing. You go too deep on that, you have a lot of pressure to absorb. I mean, that's hard. It's on your lower back, the wrist, the ankles.
Not only that, the bike can't handle it either.
Just dropping out of the sky from 7 stories up.
Yeah, and there's a big difference from landing off throttle with a heavy impact with on throttle. You kind of have a bit of forward momentum to distribute the load. If you're off throttle, you get full force impact.
So we'll see this with time at under 1.5 minutes. This could be it. We'll have to wait and see how this unfolds. Behrman sitting in that number 6 position.
Come on, Tyler. Oh, you got a little bit more out of it there.
The style's there, though.
The style's there. He's got the
there.
cleanest style out of anyone in the industry, I think.
Yeah, you can just hear his bike. It just doesn't quite catch up with the RPMs. It's just a little bit delayed, and that you can just hear it through the whole start before he hits the ramp.
Tyler's not going to improve. Let's check in with Kristen one more time.
Yeah, quick note, guys. Temperatures 95+ degrees down here. Not only are the guys having to put ice on top of their bikes, I'm going to help Tyler Behrman out real quick with Corey Creed's blower. They're trying to get the bikes cooler, so they are blowing them right now, trying to get as much air into the bike and keep the motors cool.
So battling elevation, battling the heat, and right now everyone battling it out, trying to best Guillem Navas with that 49-foot, 10-inch air. Oh my goodness.
That's it. I don't know if he bettered his 49.10, but it's going to be mighty close there.
Take another look here.
Jumps out of the screen.
Completely out of frame.
That's oh my gosh.
Look how inverted he is.
Completely upside down. I mean, you're staring at a tiny, as you said, Jacko, you're staring at such a tiny spot to land from so high up.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. He doesn't brake check on the way through either. He just lets the bike naturally do it.
He just broke 50. He just broke 50 feet.
No way.
50 feet, 3 inches for the Spaniard. The 2-time bronze medalist is looking at his potential first ever gold here in Moto X quarter pipe high air. However, with the 2 gentlemen left to go,
we know
it's never counted out.
A rabbit, this guy can pull a rabbit out of the hat for sure.
He's tied with Corey Creed, looking at a bronze right now. Colby Raha. Whoa!
Oh. You could hear the bike. He gave it everything he had.
Imagine trying to do like a whole shot race start and you're staring at an 18-foot steel wall in front of you.
Yeah, it's like step up to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
What do you think?
What do we got?
What's it going to be? We're being told this is it. You need 50 feet 4 inches to best Guillem Navas. Pre-run. It was. So what did he do? Oh, he did 52.6. What did I tell you? On the last run, Colby Raha has done it yet again. Are you kidding me?
Typical Colby Raha. Last jump, big send.
Oh my goodness. I mean, that's bittersweet for Navas, but hold on. It's not over yet. He's done the work.
He digs when it's time to go, for sure.
Yeah, you could see his front wheel almost lifting because he was giving so much gas off the start, and that was the difference. And just flicks it right down. Oh, so
He's
clean.
getting frequent flyer points up there, I think. He's getting miles.
Yeah, NASA might have to talk to him about,
Yeah.
about that.
Let's see, we're going to have to get an FAA clarification for that one. Oh, clearance for that. Oh my goodness. 52.6 on the last run. And it all comes down to that gentleman right there. He won the Golden Ventura.
This guy's hungry. We're going to see something.
The pressure is absolutely on. You can see him getting fired up.
He owns 3 of them total. Raha's got 4. This gentleman is the last guy standing between Colby Raha and a potential 5th gold medal in this event.
Creed's not one to settle for a bronze medal either. Come on.
Here we go.
Wow.
Oh, you can breathe now, Vicky.
Yeah, wow. You could just see as he was trying to get ready to go, his body's a little fidgety. That means the pressure is on and he's feeling it.
This one is gonna come down to literally a couple of feet. Can he get into the 50s, Vicky? Where are we at?
That one was pretty big. I don't know. It's so hard to tell when they go that high. Every single jump is so impressive.
Yeah.
Now we play the waiting game. He was in a bronze medal spot before that run. That is it. So he's going to get a 49-foot 8 inches, and that means it's going to be good enough for bronze. Guillem Navas is going to take the silver, but Colby Raha has done it yet again. That is his 5th gold medal. That means the streak continues. There's only been 3 guys that have ever won this event in the history of the X Games.
That was unbelievable. That's a real testament to character right there, bringing it out on the last jump. He's got what it takes. He showed that, but he can also, when the pressure's on, he thrives.
Absolutely, and in just such a last-minute preparation, only a few rides on his 450. He had it built very similar to his last 450 when he ran 2 years ago. So it was a familiar bike, but you know how it feels. Not having the preparation you want is it kind of puts a little doubt in your head.
So when it's all said and done there, Corey Creed's going to walk away with his 5th total medal in this event. That's actually his 1st bronze. Guillem Navas going to walk away with a silver, but it's Colby Raha. That's 13 total medals overall for him, but his 5th Moto X quarter pipe high air gold.
After this message and a word from our ABC stations.